Three, two, one. All right. Welcome back to Nerds in the Gym. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Marco, and today it's February 4th, 2023. Brandon, how was your week?
Well, thanks for throwing it right to me, Marco. It was a good week. A little cold. We're in sub-zero temperatures.
Mm-hmm.
But since we last talked, not much. Had the playoffs on Sunday.
Yep.
That was a little bit of a bummer.
That was baby steps by me, by the way.
No, that was amazing.
I know, I caught you off guard. You were like, whoa.
I would have rocked a pause and then asked, but you were... I appreciate you asking me how my weekend was.
I've been planning this for the entire week, by the way.
Before we get to the NFL, how was your week?
My week was, it was great. Did some work. I got a new vehicle. Oh, my antivirus protection expired. That's a great addition to the week. Yeah, but now I have a car. I don't have to borrow my mom's car anymore. It's a lot of big steps for me this past week.
It's a big day for the Meerkat.
I took out my first loan. Yep.
How was the drive to Philly?
It was a drive. I was super tired. I had to wake up at 5:30 in the morning, left at 6, drove all the way down there.
What time you get down there?
So we didn't have any traffic, so we got there right at 10, which was an hour before we were supposed to be at the dealership.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were able to just take me in right away. We did all the paperwork. We're out of there by 11.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
It's a bummer, like, you drove all that way and couldn't, do anything, but
Yeah.
I totally get it. Sometimes you gotta get back.
Yeah, I was supposed to watch somebody's house, got a text 3 hours into the drive home. Oh, we don't need you anymore. So, yeah. But let me tell you, that was the most anxious drive I've ever had in my life.
On the way back?
Yeah.
Well, your insurance is all set, right?
Yeah, my insurance is all set.
My thing, from going from your small four-door car to a truck, anytime you...
That's just my fan.
Oh, I was just like, is she vacuuming outside
this
door?
That's the fan on my computer.
Sorry about that, folks. Anytime you're switching cars, the blind spots when you're driving is the most, nerve-wracking thing for me.
I had no issues with mine. So mine, I've had problems going into my mom's car, changing the blind spots with my dad's truck. This, shockingly, the view was very similar, other than I was higher up.
Oh, well, that's good.
And they also...
Do you have the blinking lights when a car's coming up next to you?
No, I don't have that.
Ooh!
I don't have those safety features.
You got taken for a ride.
I need to... There's a way, though, to initiate a auto braking and lane assist mechanism in my truck. I just need to figure out how to turn it on.
Yeah, I mean, those features are nice. I have a 2012 Xterra with nothing.
Yeah.
And then when I drive Marina's, newer car, all those features are great.
Yeah.
Except when it starts buzzing at you that you're going in the wrong lane.
So what's actually cool, though, about my car, though, or my truck, it's a 2022 Ford Maverick.
Whoa.
So, I think...
They are not a sponsor, by the way.
No, they're not. So, I'm pretty sure the way it's made is that it is very easy to add your options onto it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, other cars, sometimes they would have to go in and there's, a lot of work they would have to do to
Oh,
add
you can add this stuff later on, is what you're saying?
So, yeah, it's very easy to just add stuff on later on.
No, Marco, let me ask you a question. Does it have power windows?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I know, that was insane.
What type of tape deck does that bad boy have? Cassette? Can I put my cassettes in there?
No, there's actually no cassettes. There's no DVD player.
There's no DVD player, huh?
It's just you can't
play your movies up front?
No, I can't.
Did you mean CD player?
CD? What did I say?
You said DVD.
Oh, CD player.
And then as I ridicule you, you're like, absolutely not. I was hoping to watch Pirates of the Caribbean on the way back. Did not go well.
Yeah, so there's no CD player. It's just Bluetooth to your phone or connected via USB.
Which is all you need right at that point.
That's modern.
I can't remember the last time I used my actual radio.
Well, it's even in my old car, I just plugged in the aux anyways and played whatever I put on my phone, which was usually a TED Talk or something.
You listen to a lot of TED Talks, Marco?
Nope.
Oh. I was just like, you don't screen me as a TED Talk type of guy.
That was the joke.
Oh, okay. Didn't know it was a joke. I thought you were like, just is Marco deeper than I know?
Like, I listen to TED Talks once in a while. They can be fascinating.
It depends who the speaker is. I like because they're short.
Some of them are short. There's some that are actually, like, kind of... There are some that they draw out way longer than they should.
Well, I think it's cool that they only... There's rules like you can't have your notes. You can't have X amount of visual aids. So they have a bunch of standards for it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they should let me do a TED Talk on podcasting.
Marco, I would love to set up a stage with a bunch of people and you just talk 25 minutes on something you're an expert on, and then we just have to sit there and listen. I would record it.
No,
and I would give up the half hour of my life just to watch this happen.
No, you need to give me the topic, so then it's something that I legitimately, like, I could know about it, I may not.
So that's a book report, Marco. We're giving you like a high school style book report to do. Marco, I'm going to need a half hour report on the African government. On New Zealand's trade restrictions in the Gulf. Like,
I literally know nothing on those, so that would be exciting.
that'd be exhausting. And we'd have to get some of the smarter people we know to sit through it. And then do a Q&A after. That's where the real money's going to be.
Yeah. Yep. Oh boy, that would be brutal.
We might have to write that one down. That one was pretty good.
Actually, not only have a Q&A, we need to get, like you said, people who are actually experts on it, and they need to be sprinkled in the Q&A. Like, we need to make sure those guys get put in there.
Right. Oh, Marco, I don't think you know how many people are going to show up. There's going to be like 10 of us in the audience max.
Yeah.
3 of which are getting paid. Anything in the medical science would be great.
I know a lot about the medical science. I went to school for that. Health sciences.
Like advanced medical science.
Oh, okay.
Like, I want to know what's going on in the world of cardiac medicine. Where are we going to be in 5 years?
Cardiac medicine, I'm not exactly
Oh,
sure.
we're not doing it right now.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
We're not doing a half hour on the fly Marco talking about cardiac medicine.
Okay.
That's rough.
I was going to make my own hypotheses.
So I've been back at the gym.
Yes, you have been.
So now I have to do that weird juggling thing. It's like, what have we discussed there? What have we discussed on here?
Yeah. Although it's really only Wednesdays you see me. Because I do my nice little Irish exit.
Tuesdays has been an adventure because I just go in and hit the bike for an hour.
Oh, it's going to be a bigger adventure for you now because now they're doing all the teenage boys that were in the intro boxing class.
Yeah.
So anybody age 13 to 17, the women that are age 13 to 17 are allowed to go in that class. They don't have to. They are now required to go to the 4 p.m. intro boxing class.
Which it makes sense because that was what the class was originally was. Wasn't it?
What, 4 p.m.?
5 p.m. was women's boxing intro, wasn't
it was more intro boxing for people that just more wanted the cardio workout and stuff from it, but didn't want to do like the actual getting hit in the face and everything. And still learn the fundamentals while getting a workout in. That's what it was supposed to be. Then all these like teenage boys start showing up and everything, and the class was getting too big, so now they want to split it a little bit. Except now Sean is taking over the 4 o'clock class, and he straight up told them, he's like, this class isn't going to be fun.
I'm intrigued.
Well, it's just funny because I feel like he's got like this very much like this mindset where he's like, yeah, let's just get out the people out of this gym that I don't want here, but it's also a business at the same time. So it's like you make people leave because they don't like it, but it's like, oh, now I have the people I like here, but we're making less money.
Can I pass for 17? If I shave my beard, can I pass for 17 and just show up?
You may be able to. If I shaved my head and my beard, I could pass.
Yeah, pass for a white supremacist, but...
I didn't think of that. Yeah, maybe I don't want to do that.
Yeah, maybe hold off on that.
Yeah, in today's climate, definitely not.
Today's in these sensitive times. We are getting really close to new Jokers, huh?
This coming week, this Thursday, right?
This Thursday?
I think it's this Thursday.
I thought it was later on, but...
No, I think it's like February 9th. Let me just check the date. Yeah, February 9th.
Do we know who the first guest is?
Very good question. Can we search that? Fun little info. Impractical Joker season 10. Bret Michaels.
Ooh, I like Bret Michaels.
He was an artist, right? A music artist?
He was lead singer, songwriter for 80s metal band.
Post Malone is
Poison.
episode 2.
Let's just calm down, Marco. No. You celebrate Bret Michaels, then you talk about
They have
Post
John
Malone.
Mayer on there?
Huh.
He's the guitarist, right?
We went over this 3 weeks ago, Marco. He is a famed singer-songwriter
Oh, okay.
and guitar player.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I knew.
Waiting on the world to change.
Yeah.
Mothers, be good to your daughters. Ask your mom. She'll know who John Mayer is.
Okay.
Your body is a wonderland.
Actually, they have the first 7 episodes posted here. Should we go over all the people?
Oh yeah, let's roll into it.
So episode 1 is Bret Michaels.
Classic.
Episode 2, Post Malone.
Should be interesting. How do you hide Post Malone though? I know he's there for the punishments, but if you have to do anything with anybody, his face tattoos are a dead giveaway.
I think that's part of the fun is they know who he is, which takes the attention away from the Jokers.
Oh, could be. So he could be playing Post Malone.
Yeah. Episode 3 is Anthony Davis, NBA.
Yep.
He's got the unibrow.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah, mine's coming back in, so I need to shave that. Yeah.
So if razors want to be a sponsor, we'll go Gillette.
Gillette, yeah.
Pro
Be
Glide.
like the Patriot Stadium.
Darn tune. All right, so that's 3. I mean, I don't know why we get so excited for these guests because they literally are just there for the last 5 minutes, but
Yeah.
we can try it.
I don't know, the way they did, what's her name? Brooke
Shields.
Shields. That was really good. That was a really good episode.
That was a good one.
John Mayer is episode 4.
John Mayer was really good friends with Bob Saget.
Oh, really?
So during the Netflix Remembering Bob Saget special, he had a big part in that.
Oh, okay. Kesha's episode 5. I haven't heard of her in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute, but okay. It is true TV.
Yeah. Episode 6, Impractical Joker's Sideline Smack Talk, a special episode hosted by Casey Jost and former NFL player Eddie Jackson as they spend time reviewing nail-biting clips of never
Can't do it. You know why?
before seen moments from season 10.
You know why they're doing that, Marco? Because look at the date.
March Madness.
March Madness.
March Madness.
Anytime March Madness shows up, we have to get a clips episode.
Oh, this is also a 2-week separation, it looks like.
Yeah, because they have to show basketball.
I hate this. Why do they release the show then during March? Why don't they just wait? Why isn't this when they do their mid-season break?
It's also bad because I buy the episodes because I don't have cable.
Mm.
So when I have that episode pop up and I know I paid $3 for it, it's like, ugh. And then the last one is
Paul Scheer?
Is it Paul Scheer?
I don't know who that is.
Paul Scheer was a 90s sitcom star, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mad About You. Let me double check real quick because I don't want to give the viewer wrong information.
Yeah, Devin. I think even Trent stopped watching.
Oh no! So you know who Paul Scheer is? Paul Scheer is
oh my God! From
The League.
For the League, yeah.
Andre,
Yeah. Man, did they bully him?
and he's on a bunch of different things, not just The League. He's in a lot of different movies and TV shows. But so you know what I started watching this week and finished?
Shrinking? Or Shrink?
No, I haven't started yet. Have you?
That's really good. I've watched the three episodes that released so far. It's really good.
Did you watch it? Watch it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is it like funny? Is it like haha funny, or is it more like dramatic?
So it is really dramatic. So it's like Ted Lasso in terms of how the humor and drama balance with each other.
Okay.
So you do have these really in-depth storylines, but there's still those like haha funny moments. But they pace it well so that it's not like, all right, we're doing 40 full minutes of just straight sitcom and stuff. They're like switching back and forth like Ted Lasso does. It's the same producers and writers, I think, actually.
How long are the episodes?
So the first 2 were like 45 minutes. The episode 3 that came out yesterday was 30.
No spoilers. Is Harrison Ford in it?
Yes, he is.
Sweet. I wasn't sure if it was just one of those screen grabs.
I love his role too. He is so good in it.
Might check it out this afternoon. No, it's called Welcome to Wrexham.
Welcome to...
So it is a docu-series where
Okay.
Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, they purchased a soccer team in Wales.
Oh.
And they did a docuseries about the first season, owning the team.
So they're just doing Ted Lasso.
It's very similar to like a real life Ted Lasso, but it's also so funny because Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney like have that self-deprecating humor,
Yeah.
and they're not afraid to make fun of each other.
I
so.
saw them doing promos for together, and I didn't know what it was for. But
That's the last 6 months I saw a ton of promos, like they're on the late night talk
Yeah,
shows.
yeah.
They're talking about this, and I was like, why do we care?
Okay, now it makes sense.
That show, man, it's on Hulu. Check it out.
I have Hulu.
First episode is a lot of setup, but
Mhm.
then once it gets going, man, it's hilarious.
Ooh.
And then so they have to keep like flying over to Wales in
Yeah.
between their busy schedule. So it's actually
How does Ryan Reynolds do all the stuff he does?
I don't know, man. He's based out of New York, from what the show says. But he is in a ton of different things. And you know what's funny is he said he was going to be slowing down like 3 years ago. He's like, yeah, I'm going to slow down.
Just like Harrison Ford retiring?
Right.
Harrison Ford said in an interview recently that he was asked, he was like, it's the only thing that makes me feel alive or something.
Oh, well,
He's enjoying it.
good for him. I hope he gets like a big award somewhere,
He's never won like an Oscar or anything.
which is crazy. I recently, because Shrinking came out, so a bunch of Harrison Ford's older movies that never got like a bunch of fanfare came out. Got to check out. Got to do a deep dive.
I know Mosquito Coast or whatever is supposed to be really good.
I bought that one. Haven't seen it yet.
But
You know what's funny with Mosquito Coast is Apple TV made it into a TV series already.
What?
It's like
When
number
did this
6
happen?
on their streaming.
Apparently that movie is really good because it's one of the few times Harrison Ford goes outside of his normal Harrison Ford.
Well, you told me
Character.
that was the one he said was his favorite character he
Yeah.
ever played.
But yeah, other news, Tom Brady officially retired apparently.
We bounce into NFL.
Yeah, apparently.
You throwing it to the NFL.
Oh wait, I'm sorry, Devin. Did I like switch course too
I
drastically?
didn't even mean it like that, but there's a ton of NFL news. So if you're good with the Jokers and you're good with Harrison Ford, we can go right to the NFL.
Yeah, like, I don't want to bore the viewers with Harrison Ford talk because that's gonna get really bad when Indiana Jones gets close again or another trailer hits.
All right, Tom Brady retires with almost no fanfare. After his retirement last season, he put out a very sad post on social media.
Do you want to know something crazy about his retirement post? Somebody went to the spot that he retired, picked up a mason jar of sand,
Mhm.
is selling it online. The auction is up to $100,000.
People are so smart. And my thing is, like, I knew it was Miami because I've been to the beaches in Miami and it was straight up Miami. But he posted it and he was at the premiere for 80 for Brady in California.
He filmed it like a week ago,
So,
or like a week before it came out.
I mean, it was so sad. Like, he's getting ready to cry.
Yeah.
And he had to do it this way so it didn't get leaked.
Well, did you see all this stuff about the season coming out now?
This
For
past
him?
season, yeah, how he lost a bunch of weight.
So apparently had so much. He didn't know the divorce was coming.
That's what they said, but then they had settled it before the season started. Like, all the paperwork was signed.
Yeah, but it still caused him like a lot of emotional like stress and everything. That's what caused the weight loss. Apparently, a lot of people were saying like, even with how like out of it he was in terms of like where he normally is as Tom Brady, they're like it's insane how well he was still performing.
He led the league in so many categories.
I know. And then they were also saying that just like a bunch of problems between him and the rest of the offense had a lot of problems with the offensive coordinator and how the offense was being ran. And there was like a lot of like team like
Well, we talked about it last week, man. You can't just have your coach step down right before the season
Oh, yeah.
starts. Your quarterback come back, and then you bring your defensive coordinator as head coach, and then he has to run it not his way.
yeah.
But my thing is, I like Todd Bowles, like as a defensive coordinator,
Mhm.
but he didn't make it in New York with the Jets.
Oh no, he was terrible over there.
So, and then you fired Byron Leftwich after the season.
Yep.
What good did that do?
Well, we saw Brady was better when he had to do the 2-minute
Offense.
drills because he was
Brady
the one
called the
calling the
plays.
plays.
So my thing is, like, I think he had a lot left in the tank, another season or two. But he always said he wanted to play to 45, and he did it. So
Yeah, he did the four. I can't believe he would make that announcement because there's just one thing that is nagging at me so badly. He has the perfect opportunity to go back home for one season and potentially win a Super Bowl.
I think emotionally he's tapped out.
Yeah.
So I hold out hope that he comes back again, that he gives it a month, feels better, but I don't think so.
Well, think about this. Imagine him and Gronk coming out of retirement a second time together.
Mm-hmm.
Because imagine that offense just imagine adding Gronk with an offense with George Kittle already in there.
Oh, you think San Francisco?
Oh, yeah, I'm not thinking Patriots. Did
Well, you
say
said
that?
Home. I assumed you meant New
Yeah,
England.
that's like literally his home. He grew up a 49ers fan and lived in like 40 minutes away.
Mm-hmm. So I think Gronk is done. I think his body's just shot. I think he literally has nothing left to give.
Yeah. You never know what a year would do for him.
Brady's... My thing is Aaron Rodgers said something really good on the McAfee show this week. He goes, I'm not going to say anything about my future until after the Super Bowl because it's not fair to everyone else. He's like, I'm not the story.
I think the thing with Brady announcing it when he did was because it was the same day as last year.
Literally.
Which, personally, I think he had that planned out, right? And he definitely said he was thinking, like, if I'm going to retire, I have to make the video now so that I can post it on that day.
Mm-hmm.
The problem I have with that is I still don't feel like he actually made up his mind.
No.
And I just think that's unfair to, like, the rest of the league and everything if he does come back again.
Do you remember the Brett Favre? Brett Favre had the same problem. He retired after like 3 straight seasons and came back.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's just that one time too many where he comes back. They don't make the playoffs in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And he's laying on the field. There is something to be said about Brady only playing for 2 teams.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to the 3rd team.
Mm-hmm.
And not getting like forced out.
And here's another thing now I forgot. Riveting conversation by me.
No worries. So that's the Tom Brady news. Kraft wants him to come back, sign a 1-day deal, retire as a Patriot, which again doesn't matter.
That's what it is too. His retirement causes a huge cap issue for the Bucks. His retirement.
I thought he was a free agent.
No, there's a cap issue with them now where $35 million or something is taken away from their cap space because of him.
Because he retired?
Him?
Why? Because otherwise he's a free agent.
I don't think he was entirely a free agent due to whatever extension or whatever he could have done. But I think it's also because of how his contract works in terms of when the payments work.
Maybe.
Because he's always structured his contracts differently.
Mm-hmm.
Were you retired?
I'm just saying if it comes up really easily. Brady will account to $35 million in dead cap money, but the Bucks can maneuver some money to free up space. Bucks designate him as a post-June 1st retirement, meaning they'll take on $10.76 million salary cap for 2023 and absorb the remainder of the hit in 2024. I don't understand that. I won't be reading up on it right now because that'll take me 20 minutes to figure it out.
Yeah.
Other NFL news, Sean Payton is now the proud coach of the Broncos. Who now have no first-round pick again.
See, I didn't realize that he was still technically on the Saints. I thought his contract was up.
No, he retired with time on his deal. And so they had to trade him.
Yeah.
Because if he wanted to coach, he's under contract. So they'd either have to let him coach the team.
Yeah.
My thing was, you know what's crazy? Is that the Saints are going to have this guy for 3 years. And then Sean Payton's going to be coaching for another 10.
Yeah.
Like the idea that they just don't boot this guy after one season and get Sean Payton back in the building.
Yeah.
But we talked about it last week. Something's up. It seems like he doesn't want to go back to New Orleans.
Yeah, I think he's more in he wants to go to a place where he feels he can win.
Mm-hmm.
And he was on like Brady's podcast or something, and he was picking apart the Broncos quite a bit on that. So he's obviously going in there with an idea of what he needs to do with that team already.
I thought for sure he was going to Arizona. because they got a younger team. But
That-
that defense in the Broncos is nasty.
Yeah.
So he just has to figure out the offense. And
I think, too, maybe he doesn't want... Kyler Murray seems like he can be a little difficult to work with.
that's the word on the street.
Yeah.
But you know what's crazy is they still don't have a coach. Like, they were one of the first teams in the offseason to fire their coach, and
Yeah.
they have no one.
Yeah.
And my thing, so Houston hired the defensive coordinator from the Bills. Is it D'Amico Ryan? Does that sound right?
I didn't know they hired him.
Yeah, so Houston's got a new head coach, their former player.
Oh, God. Houston is a train wreck. I remember when we were talking about worst teams in the league.
It's got to be Houston. Yeah, D'Amico Ryans.
Wait
Sorry.
a second. That just reminded me before we keep talking about that. Does that mean people win the bet for Brady retiring if they betted on him retiring
What year?
this year?
I don't think so, because it was after the year.
No, like him retiring before next season.
Oh, then yeah.
But what happens if he retires and goes to another team and obviously they keep that money, but would you be able to make the money that you put in for him going to another team too?
I don't think any sports, like, reputable sports book is doing that bet,
Yeah.
but I would say you lose your money then. That they probably won't give you the money till the season starts.
Yeah, because all that money goes towards him retiring at that point.
You would think.
Because now it's like, okay, if he unretires, goes to a different team, well, then he does two different things in 1 year. Who gets that?
Well, that's the thing. I don't think any, like, real sports book is taking that bet.
Yeah.
But my issue, say hypothetically, 49ers next year start at 8-0. Their two quarterbacks go down,
Yeah.
and you're telling me Tom Brady's in shape,
Yeah.
and he's not sitting there thinking like, oh, maybe we do this one more time.
Also, his retirement video he made before the injuries happened on the 49ers.
In the final, yeah. But he released it after, so.
Released it after, but still.
You heard Shanahan, the head coach for the 49ers. They go, is Jimmy G going to be on the team next year? He goes, no.
Yeah.
I see no possibility of this working out. I mean, how long can they juggle three quarterbacks?
Here's the thing. I think Kyle Shanahan was more of the problem than Jimmy G in terms of Jimmy G being the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
As a coach, you obviously want people to come into your system that can be a part of it, but you also have to adapt to that player and how they play.
So Shanahan's really good at that. My problem with the Jimmy G is, how do you say it? Do you play the guy who's making the most money?
Mm-hmm.
Do you play the first round pick because he's the first round pick, or do you play the hot hand? There's no right answer.
So here's what I say with them is I feel like at this point they need to keep Brock Purdy. They get rid of who's the backup's name? Trey Lance?
He was the starter this season.
I think he's the one he needs to get traded.
So, okay. So you trade Lance, you're going to get pennies on the dollar for because he's injured. And you remember they gave up like 3 draft picks to get him.
So I say they keep him through next year, depending on how Brock Purdy plays next. Well, Brock Purdy won't even play next year.
He might be ready for training camp.
He's
going to get Tommy John surgery.
I know he's getting Tommy John. I don't see him
Which
being ready.
A lot of people were knocking him when he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's crazy? He got hurt this past Sunday. It feels like a lifetime ago. It feels like that game was like a month ago.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, so a lot of people are giving him grief. I couldn't believe he couldn't figure it out. And then, like, you see the injury. Like, arm's numb.
Yeah.
A pitcher doesn't pitch after he tears his arm.
Yeah.
The elbow. And so, honestly, I owe him an apology. Luckily, I didn't go public with any criticism. But he's so tough just to go out there because if he gets hit the wrong way,
Yeah.
falls on that elbow.
I just have to say, they should not have put him back out in that game, in my personal opinion.
No.
I think they're better off if you do, like, Wildcat formation with Christian McCaffrey or Debo, yeah. So, I personally think that would have been better, but they did what they did. But then they also
How do you
had,
not
like,
have a third quarterback?
they also had, like, 5 injuries on their on the defensive side of things in that game.
Oh, honestly, like, they got
It was the unluckiest game I've seen in NFL history.
The football gods were not smiling on the 49ers that day.
Yeah, no.
With that being said, I think Philly's going to come into the Super Bowl with a chip on their shoulder because everyone's talking about how the 49ers lost, not how Philly won.
Yeah. I just... So here's the thing, is I truly think right now going into the Super Bowl, I guess I'll make my prediction now. We'll see if anything changes.
Well, here, let's talk about the Kansas City game first.
Oh, yeah. Terrible calls. That's all I have to say. The NFL, those refs controlled that game, and there is no reason that game should have at least been in overtime and have given the Bengals a chance to win in overtime.
I thought it was a really good game. I think Cincinnati got too big for their britches with the trash talk.
Yeah.
And then like a one-legged Patrick Mahomes just picked him apart.
He wasn't really one-legged.
What?
He wasn't really one-legged. He was fine. But here's the thing. Also, they're injecting him with painkillers and everything.
Well, no, my thing is just like, so he's an electric player.
Yeah.
He could literally play the next 20 years and not move out of the pocket.
Yeah.
That's what he proved on that game. He could
Yeah.
literally just be Phillip Rivers and just not move.
But here's what I have to say about that game. I was just so I could see.
No, I'm just kidding, but go ahead.
Okay. I think the Bengals were the better team. I think that Bengals really did get messed up by calls in that game. And I think had they gotten calls that they should have been given, that game actually may have played in their favor, or either they win or they at least push into overtime and have a good, like, competitive game there. But I truly don't think the Bengals lost that game. I think the refs took away the chance for them. The fact that the 49ers had like 3 third downs or whatever on that one play, that was ridiculous. One of the plays completely went through and then they completely revert the change. I don't care what sport it is, you can't do that. If the play happens, it happens.
Well, that happened in the first game too, where the guy dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Told his entire team, "Hey, I dropped the ball. Let's snap this."
Yeah.
And then they just still didn't get it. No, the officiating's got to get better. It hasn't been that bad all season, comparatively, but this in the playoffs you can't have.
I have to say, my personal opinion, this is one of the worst officiated seasons in football history.
Debatable.
It's been worse the past few years too.
Remember the year with replacement refs, Marco? Were you too young for that? That was the worst year.
That was a bad year, actually. That was bad too.
Last year was really bad. I mean, they're trying their best. I think they got to incorporate technology a little better.
So here's the thing: is they always have like that head official that watches the game from New York or whatever. Those guys should have an earpiece in at all times that connects them to him. If he sees anything or can revert a call right then and there, do it. I don't.
They started to do that.
The fact that some calls can't be challenged or calls are being missed all the time, it can't happen. We have technology to the point where we can have these conversations going consistently. Just do that.
So, it is what it is. How do I put it?
But I think right now, with how the Eagles season, I don't think they're a better team than the Chiefs. Just with how the season's been.
Well, I think you misunderstand. Like, the best team doesn't always win.
Yeah. So
the Bengals can be the better team, but they're sitting home right now.
No, I know. And
I think the Chiefs. Sorry, not to talk over you. I think the Chiefs. What's happening with the Chiefs is they've been so good for so long, people underestimate them. Same thing happened with the Patriots back in the early 2000s, where it's just like, we've been so good for so long, people underestimate us. Like, they just expect this.
I don't underestimate them. I think they have many flaws on their team that teams just don't hit properly.
Are they as good as the first Chiefs Super Bowl win? No. Are they better than the Chiefs that lost the Super Bowl? I think they're about the same, if not a little better. The ones that lost to the Bucs.
I think they're actually worse than that.
Really? I don't see it.
There's a couple main things. I think their defense has more flaws than that team.
Mm-hmm.
And this entire season, don't get me wrong, they were good offensively this season.
Mm-hmm.
I think their offense is a step back than where it's been the past 4 years.
Well, I think it's crazy. You lose Tyreek Hill, and they're still putting up these points.
Yeah, but even with their points and stuff, like, I don't think it's as crazy as what it was in the past.
I think people are just adjusting to it.
Yeah.
So you look at Cincinnati, and this is a trend in the NFL. You see the best team. Mm-hmm. Teams have to build their team to beat that team.
Yeah.
And that's what Cincinnati has done. And I think Cincinnati was 2-3 plays away from doing that again.
Yeah.
Did we go 0-2 last weekend on our picks?
We did.
We did. We went 0-2.
But I don't blame us. I blame bad luck and I blame refs. Now, for the Super Bowl, just with how the Eagles season, I'm gonna try saying this again. With how the Eagles season is going, they are not the better team than the Chiefs by far. Mm-hmm. With how their season has gone, they're somehow going to pull out and win in the Super Bowl. I just see it happening. I don't think they're the better team. I think that personally, if you have both teams playing at their highest potential, I think the Chiefs would win like 40 to anywhere between 22 and 27 points. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, I just have a feeling with how Philly season's going, I think they're going to win probably like 33 to 28.
So for me, the Super Bowl is always a little bit of a letdown because you watch some really good games in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And that's why like Super Wildcard Weekend is always the best football in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to end up being low scoring. Mm-hmm. The officiating crew that they have on there, the head official, led the league this year in flags. Mm-hmm. Always leads the league in flags. So I think it's going to be lower than we think. I think Kansas City's going to take it. I think Andy Reid going back and facing his old team. Mm-hmm.
And, like, I'm just going based off of how the Eagles have been going this year. Mm-hmm. It just seems like, I don't know.
But you forget, the Eagles, they can be the best offense in the NFL, or they can struggle against lower teams. So
here's the one thing I do have to say, though, is the Chiefs have to deal with a different, with Jalen Hurts. That's different than what they've really faced all year.
I don't think it's that different.
He's very mobile is the problem.
Oh, no. He is a beast on the football field. I'm not taking anything away from him.
Yeah.
But I got to give it to the team that's been there twice in the last 3 years.
But, like...
3 out of the last 4.
Who have, like... Let's see. I guess the most... Like, obviously they played against Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Just trying to see, like, what other players have they played against that have a lot of mobility.
I mean, no offense, with Jalen Hurts, the only one even close to him is Lamar Jackson.
I know, and did they even play the Ravens this year?
I don't think so.
They didn't. And wasn't he injured a lot of the year?
Lamar Jackson spent the second half of the season hurt.
Yeah.
Which is funny because Huntley, who only played half the season, is in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
They had so many dropouts.
Pro Bowl's a joke now.
It's always been a joke.
But,
so that's the way I see it. I think Kansas City takes it. And honestly, I think it's probably going to be closer to like
24-20?
28-17. I think Chiefs are going to... They've been there. They know how to win it. They've lost it, which is really important to feel like, oh, we've lost this. We don't want to do this again.
Like I said, I think Chiefs should win by at least 10 points in this game. Mm-hmm. I just think it's going to be like Philly by anywhere from like 3 to 8 points.
I'm hoping for a good game because the Super Bowl, more times out of not, is not the most entertaining game.
Yeah.
So.
I don't even know like defensive ranking for the two teams. So, 2022, the Chiefs defense is ranked 22 in the league.
Great.
Eagles defensive ranking. Why did it give me two different defensive, like...
Damn you, Google.
Yeah, I have no idea how... What rank is Philadelphia's defense? Wow. It's giving me, like, the PFF ranking instead. Mm-hmm. Which is just not helping me at all. Because I don't know how that... Actually, let's do... We could do this.
So this is where the defensive rankings are kind of confusing. Because 49ers were number 1.
Yeah.
the entire season. But if you go by like pass yards, they might not be,
Yeah.
or rush yards.
I
total
so
points.
I think it goes. Oh wait, you have the stats up there.
I do, but it doesn't make sense because it's got Philly at number 1.
So I would think it's going to probably by points per game.
Right, which this website doesn't have. Oh, this is playoffs. Okay, regular season rankings. San Francisco was number 1. Philadelphia was number 2. And I believe you said it earlier. The Chiefs were.
Like 20.
It's got these ones at 11, and this is covers.com.
Can you do offensive rankings now?
Let's check it out. I mean, I think Philly. I guess we forget how good that 49ers team was.
Oh, they were really good. Like I said, though, I think they just got messed up by those injuries.
For passing yards, is that what you want? You want total points?
Scoring. Let's just go scoring. Yeah.
49ers.
What?
Yeah, this doesn't make sense. Oh, this is just giving you what each team. So that's alphabetical.
Oh, that's not even like a.
We'll have to come back later and figure that one out. But no, so that's. I just think the Chiefs aren't going to lose 2 Super Bowls
Yeah.
before they win the second one. And like I said, Andy Reid coaching against his old team.
I think
it's gonna-
I think their championship window probably only goes a couple more years.
I was just going to say the same thing. Mahomes has already gotten paid. Hill is already gone. Kelsey's going to stick around, so.
But between Kelsey and Mahomes, they're probably taking up way too much cap space.
Right. So
unless
that's why,
unless they have a really good draft class.
Well, that's why you look at like who they have at wide receiver. They got Tony from the Giants not make anything.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Lazard is making middle tier money.
Yeah.
Who used to be with Green Bay. And then they got someone from the Steelers. I can't remember his name.
Okay, the teams to score highest off of them are Cowboys, Packers,
Who are you talking about, Eagles or Chiefs?
Commanders for Eagles.
Well, Commanders were the team that beat them, right? Took their undefeated streak.
Yeah. Commanders, the Jags didn't do too bad.
What's
And
also,
the Lions.
It's
Oh,
also
wait.
interesting.
Oh, wait, no, that's preseason. Never mind.
Also interesting is the Kelsey Bowl. You got a brother on each side.
Mm-hmm.
There was a petition to get the mom to do the coin flip. I don't think it's going to go through, but
No, come on. She needs to do the coin flip, and both of them have to be there center stage at the beginning of the game.
I think that's what they're going for. The Eagles Kelsey's been playing with a torn groin
Oh, has
on
he
the
really?
offensive line, yeah.
Wow.
And it's so funny because those two just started a podcast this season.
Yeah, I've seen their podcast. I'm not like, I think it's better depending on who they have on the podcast. Like the one with Gronk was great.
I haven't checked it out yet,
I think it's very dependent on if they get other people on there.
which they can. I just think it's kind of cool that they get to do it during the season.
Yeah.
And then you saw Bosa from the Chargers on the sideline for the 49ers.
Yep. Did you
That was
see he
kinda
was
cool.
almost got into a fight outside the stadium?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he almost got into a fight outside the stadium before the game. His like girlfriend had to pull him away.
That's like a losing battle right there. I wouldn't take on any of the Bosa brothers.
Well, I think it's a terrible decision by him in terms of.
I
Like-
mean, like, is it better or worse decision than pointing a gun at a woman in Cincinnati when you're the star running back for the Bengals?
Oh, that happened?
Joe Mixon did it yesterday. There's a warrant out for his arrest.
Oh, I saw the warrant was out for his arrest. I didn't know that's what it was for.
He pointed a gun at a woman at
Oh.
like a Cincinnati restaurant.
Well, did you see some Eagles player got arrested too for kidnapping?
I did see that.
What is going on with this league?
It's crazy.
Did you see what Arian Foster said on a podcast?
Oh, that the league is fake.
I know.
Or
So
fixed.
now everybody's making these jokes about like people like having these legal issues, and they're like Joe Mixon reading the script for his NFL career.
What's also funny because Arian Foster was honestly like the running back for 3 to 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
and that was in Houston.
Yeah.
Do you want a Community movie update?
Oh, there's an update for the Community movie?
They are filming in June.
Ooh, so that means they have a script then? or at least it's getting made.
I assume they got a script and they're gonna try and film in June.
So where does the show end after season 6? Like what? Because I haven't watched season 6 or 5 or 4.
I don't think it ends like ends. I think they left it open for another season.
Well, they no for a movie. Their plan was always 6 seasons in a movie.
Right, but they at the time they had to deal with Yahoo, so if that worked out,
Oh.
they would probably done more with the series. They were just all still at the community college, except Shirley was gone. Childish Gambino was gone.
Mm-hmm. He's coming back apparently.
Pierce is gone. I did hear the same thing, so that's kind of cool.
Can they please get Chevy Chase for a cameo at least?
Maybe, but they've all badmouthed him hard.
I know.
So that's your community movie update.
Joel McHale is doing like some cop show, I think.
It is Animal Rescue on Fox.
Oh, okay.
So he is going to be the person, like a person you call when animals get out of control.
Oh, okay.
What do you
Animal
call that?
control?
Yep. You think that was a bit, but it wasn't. I could not think of what that job was called.
You know what's funny is usually it's the other way around. Usually that would be me struggling to figure out where are the people that control animals when they get out.
Yeah.
And then you would be like, animal control? Wow, I'm really rubbing off on you.
So I'm looking.
Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Well, so that's next weekend. Am I looking at that right? February 16th.
Not next weekend, the weekend after. Today's the 4th.
The week after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so you know there's going to probably be some little spotlight trailer or something at the Super Bowl.
I'm sure. And they're going to introduce Kang, the big bad villain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good with it. Now it's just like, all right.
There's a heavy rumor of an Indiana Jones official trailer at the Super Bowl.
That'd be pretty sweet.
What if they got Harrison Ford at the stadium?
So one of the Super Bowl halftime shows from like the early 90s, before it became like a big, like, get a band and make a show, it's an event. You know, at Walt Disney World where they had the Indiana Jones experience,
Mm-hmm.
they had that as the halftime show.
Really?
And they dragged him out in the middle of the field. So what if they had Harrison Ford recreate the Indiana Jones experience at the Super Bowl halftime show with Rihanna?
Wait. He's already done that at a Super Bowl before?
It wasn't him, it was an actor.
Oh, okay.
But it's just very funny that was one of the Super Bowl halftime shows.
I can't believe they did that. Have you ever been to Disney and done that?
Yep.
Has your Indiana Jones got run over by the boulder?
No.
Oh, I've seen it happen 3 times. Get run over by it.
No, mine always like dipped into that door and then popped up behind it. Oh, were you saying there's a screw up where he keeps getting hit by the boulder?
Okay, my bad, I should rephrase this. Twice they've gotten actually run over by the boulder. One time they got into that safe door. But they're still supposed to outrun it because I've seen them outrun it before.
I mean, it's a cool show, but imagine being Indiana Jones for that, and that's your job like 6 times a day.
Just
It's
sprinting
just
as hard as
recreating
you-
one scene
Yeah.
in Indiana Jones.
They probably get paid terribly too.
How does one person not just start ad-libbing?
He's probably getting paid minimum wage.
Just once on his last day of work, he just loses to the Nazis.
So what I heard was actually is that those actors at Disney end up getting chances to be actors in the actual like TV shows and movies
Oh, I believe it.
as long as they perform well in those.
I just hear nothing about like how creepy people are to the ones in costume,
Yeah.
where they're like people are like slipping them their hotel keys.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, all right, it's creepy.
Weird.
I'm trying to think of what other we got. Any nerd news? Fast and Furious 10 trailers coming soon.
They released the poster and it said like the end is near or something.
Yeah, this is gonna be the last one.
Oh, this is the last one?
That's what he says. Give him a couple years of not getting a paycheck.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if they were like, okay, this is like the beginning of the end or... Because I was like, oh, maybe he's coming out with 2 more after this and the 4th trilogy will be the end.
Mm-hmm. You got.
Aren't they bringing Paul Walker back in this one too through CGI?
TBD. They haven't announced. I don't think so. They haven't used them in a while. But
No, there it is.
I haven't seen the last one, so no spoilers. I know there's a tank and they go to space, but
They're going to space.
in the last one they went to space.
Oh, okay. Where are they going this one? On Mars?
Vermont. I'm just kidding.
What if it just was so grounded compared to the last few movies?
They go back and make the sequel to the second one that should have been. He just goes back to like trying to steal TVs. Don't you work for the government? No, just stealing big screen TVs. But yeah, so I'll have to try and find tickets to Ant-Man. Week after the Super Bowl, I'll have to find something to do.
You may just want to go the week that the Impractical Jokers break happens because of March Madness.
Maybe. I can't keep track of the movie, especially with our one movie theater. Movies just disappear.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted, we could go see 80 for Brady. They have like 25 showings today.
Wait. That movie did come out. What are the reviews on that movie?
I honestly, I feel like it would have been better for streaming rather than like a theatrical release.
64% Rotten Tomatoes, 5.3 on IMDb, 51% Metacritic.
I just can't trust those anymore because you can just buy that.
Buy the reviews?
Yeah, studios just give Rotten Tomatoes like this shit ton of money. That's why, like,
Well, I think so. If I go on Metacritic, but we look at user scores. Oh, user scores only 2.
I mean, it's an hour and a half road trip movie.
Not as offensively terrible as it seemed like. Had some decent funny moments mixed in.
That's why this is a streaming movie. This is like a movie I'm going to put on in the background at work.
Yeah. There was one scene I saw with Gronk, and I feel like Gronk probably steals the show when he's on the screen.
I feel like anytime those Patriots teams were in a movie, I just didn't believe they're acting like Tom Brady and Ted 2.
Yeah.
Or Gronk in the Entourage movie.
There's no way that... Okay, hold on. There's no way that it has 89% on Rotten Tomato from audiences. Okay? And let's see, you ready? There's no way these are real.
That's what I'm saying. You can just buy...
Storyline has awesome, especially in these divisive times, and an excellent good feel movie. Fun movie that we enjoyed. It's a little whimsical but entertaining. Funny, heartfelt, great friend movie.
So you got to remember also, man, we're not the demographic for this movie, even though we're Tom Brady fans. This is like for older women, or people who are older that enjoyed these actresses.
I don't even know like who is Jane Fonda, Sally Field, Rita Moreno, Lily Tomlin. I don't
that's
know
on
these
you,
people.
bud. Those are like Hollywood actresses, like for the last 40 years.
Are they actually 80?
I don't think they are 80. I think it was like 80 Miles or...
I thought it was like one of their 80... Yeah, Lily Tomlin, 83.
Oh, okay. Good for her.
Because I thought it was like that was part of it, is like their actual age. 85 for Jane Fonda.
Oh.
Rita Moreno.
But yeah, like Sally Field's been...
Rita Moreno, 91.
Yeah, so...
And then, let's see, Sally Field, 76.
Sally Field was like an A-list star. Jane Fonda, A-list star. You just gotta remember, Hollywood's not nice to aging actresses.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, it's kind of cool. You know Sally Field from Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 with Andrew Garfield.
Who does she play? Like Aunt May?
Aunt May.
Oh. I only saw the first one. I didn't see Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda. You can check them out on Netflix for Grace and Frankie. That was a big show for like 5 years.
Yeah, I won't watch it.
It's not really for you.
Like,
then the other movie that came out was M. Night Shyamalan, Cabin movie.
Oh, okay.
But I have a trouble with M. Night Shyamalan because every movie has a twist.
Yeah.
So I just sit there waiting for the twist. I accidentally watched one of his movies during quarantine. It was called The Beach. So I was going to the drive-ins there every weekend to catch movies. These people are invited on a luxury vacation but then get tested for medications by some... I don't know. It was a whole thing.
Oh, well, it's telling me to buy stuff.
All right, so we're at that sweet 54-minute mark as we're crash landing talking about 80 for Brady.
Well, I was trying to look at the reviews. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten so detailed into those. Oh, wait, is Across the Universe or whatever happening? Spider-Verse?
It got pushed back again.
Oh.
But it is happening.
Okay.
So you have time to see the first one.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Before we go, hold on. If we're getting off, I need a remote start my car.
You gotta listen to yourself when you say things like that.
I have to listen to myself when I say what?
Yeah, if we're getting off.
Oh.
Not that type of show.
It was a joke, guys. It wasn't supposed to come out like that.
All right. We've been Nerds in the Gym. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Marco, and see you next week when it should be February 11th, 2023.
Ba-na-na, ba-na-na.